Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, because you've just made it through the first month of 2025. I'm just going to get straight to it. If you are still in the middle of completing your New Year's resolution and you're still on track, great for you, all power to you. But this video is for those who are, well, let's say, got sidetracked. For those, let's say, a bit less fortunate, I have a treat for you. For the past month, I and a friend have created this challenge. We've experimented and created this free to download workbook. Well, it's an Excel spreadsheet. I'm not going to make it more than what it really is, but hey, it's still a nifty one and it's pretty quite useful. Look, I can't speak for my friend, but for me myself, it is amazing. And I guess without further ado, I'll just show you this spreadsheet itself. Here it is. Here we are. I know it's just quite simple. So the premise of this spreadsheet is you're going to grab one partner. You can grab two, but I would suggest you to grab just one because I'm going to get to it later. Essentially, you're going to create a checklist, a daily habit checklist that you can do every day of the week. And if you fail to do a challenge for a day, you're basically going to pay a fine for it. So first things first, I guess you and your friend or friends are going to get in a group call and establish some ground rules. I know it is in Indonesian, but I'm going to just quickly translate it for you. A few core ones, which are for 1 month, you're going to fund a project. It can be a charity organization of your choosing, but we can play around with that if you want to up the ante, but I'm going to talk about it later. You're going to update this checklist every day, and this is my personal favorite. Essentially, if you fail a challenge for 3 days straight, it doesn't have to be the same challenge, but if you just miss the mark at least once a day for 3 straight days, you're going to get a fine on top of the, the fine that you've established for each failure. So it's quite simple for mine. I've taken the liberty to, remove my friend's challenge from this spreadsheet because, for privacy's sake, and I haven't actually asked him for his permission to show what he is working on. But I guess, it doesn't really matter at this point. What we have here, I've established 8 things that I'm trying to, accomplish. These 8 challenges here. Now, the reason why I would only suggest you to grab just one partner, because essentially you're going to create a group chat. You can make it on WhatsApp, which is what we're using. But you can also do it on Discord, Snapchat if you want to use that horrendous app. For every task that you've completed, you're basically going to send a proof on the group chat. Have your accountability partner to see that you've completed your task. What I would suggest you to do is to make the challenge, well, of course, challenging, because what would a challenge be if it's not challenging you? If it's as easy as flipping your hands, there's no point to it. And I would also suggest you to make it not demanding, because what I found when I was going through the January challenges that I've set, I had to adjust a few things, which is actually quite normal for the first month or few weeks of doing the challenge. Because I found out that there are a few errands that that get into the way of me completing a challenge. It could be uni, it could be in my internship work. It's okay for you to change the challenge midway through the period of time that you've set before you donate your money. But I suppose just change it ever so slightly and try not to lie to each other, because lying is bad, as we all know. Now, speaking of setting the organization that you want to donate to, there you have it. You've seen my checklist for January, and I've chosen this local Leeds Catholic organization that I've also donated my money to. I've donated a grand total of £11. Not too bad, I guess. But here's the thing. Now, donating to the organization that you like, it's easy enough, right? You might even start skipping a few challenges and you would be more willing to pay the fine just because you know that you're paying for the organization that you like. But for those who want to, make it a bit more challenging, Um, if you really need to drill this habits, daily habits that you want, why don't you consider donating to an organization that you don't actually like? Find, terrorist groups or anti-Semitic, publicly known anti-Semitic organizations. Just talking about lighting a fire near your bum, right? Because I assure you, there's no way in God's green earth, at least I hope, that you would want to fund the next horrible terrorist attack. Finally, I guess, of course, honesty is key here. This goes without saying as well, but just a reminder, you're doing this for yourself. You don't actually need a friend help you complete these tasks of yours. Hence why I suggested that you don't go overboard with the fine. Keep it challenging enough for you to want to actually complete and not something that breaks the bank. Now, I'm not going to throw my buddy under the bus. Somewhere along the middle of doing our January challenge, he basically peaced out. He wasn't submitting his proofs of challenge completion as regularly as he had. It would be great if you have a friend, if you have a buddy to keep you accountable, but for my case and for maybe a lot of your cases as well, it's not your responsibility. Essentially kind of force people to get them to complete their challenges. Look, it's unfortunate, but that's just the case. That's for today's very short video, I guess. I'm just going to end off with your generic self-improvement quote. Rome was not built in one day, ladies and gentlemen. And you can just insert any other edgy, corny self-improvement quotes that you might think of. Overall, I think this workbook has been a game changer, at least for me, for the past month. And yeah, I hope it will help you too. Anyways, that's all for today's video. I know it's quite a short one. I have been slacking lately. And I'm also in the middle of scripting another video, which I think is going to be my very first hour or 2 hour long video essay. I'll see you then. Goodbye now.